So I've been using the Mini for a couple of days now, actually over the weekend. And Friday I did some unboxing, but the video didn't turn out right because I used GoPro to record myself with low light condition. It doesn't work pretty well. Definitely, the Mini lived up to its expectations. Actually, it blown past, way past expectations. So far, there's a couple of things for that. So we're back in the office. First off, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for supporting the channel. Awesome. We'll break this video in 3 parts about the Mini. First is love and hate, testing, and then final thoughts. Starting with the love and hate for it to be considered. It has the lowest price point in comparison across the 12 lineup. And with the Mini, even though with the small form factor, it has almost all the specs of the 12 and the 12 Pro, minus the 6GB RAM, because this only has 4GB, just like the 12 regular. The telephoto lens in comparison to the 12 Pro, and that's pretty much it. And of course the size, yeah. And of course, that compact design that you can easily hold the phone in your hand. You can easily navigate through the entire phone with just a single hand. It fits in my pocket pretty well without bulking up. This just made it more simplistic and minimalistic. And besides, I already have enough big things in my life. The watch. Basically, I got the 1-year-old watch, Garmin, as opposed to the newest Apple Watch 6 or SE, which I'll lay out the details, so do consider clicking on that subscribe button to watch that. So now for the shortcomings of this phone. Basically, with a smaller phone entails smaller screen, which can be a little bit challenging when you're playing games, editing photos, because basically your fingers have a tendency to consume the entire screen. But then again, if you have iPhone SE, iPhone 8, 7, 6, and older phones, you'll notice that the 12 Mini has a bigger screen in comparison to those models. And also, with a smaller phone entails a smaller battery, which in comparison to the 12 models, it's less. And lastly, with the smaller form factor, it has the tendency to be slightly warmer. And this only occurred when I was playing games and also doing bench testing. Testing the 12 Pro, iPhone 10, and 12 Mini. Starting with the weakest one, iPhone 10. We're running the bench test for CPU. We'll speed things up from this on. Both iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Mini have the same A14 silicone chip, and iPhone 10 have A11 silicone chip, which is 3 years old. So the 12 Mini and the 12 Pro finished around 1 minute and 54, 1 minute and 55. The difference is based on when I click the run button, and the iPhone 10 is still struggling to finish just the CPU test. And finally, the iPhone 10 finished at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. A11 chip with the iPhone 10, 3-year-old iPhone, is 40% less in performance compared to the new A14 chip. It also works with the MagSafe, but I really think it's a gimmick, even though it works also with the AirPods Pro. Even directly under the sun, the 12 Mini is definitely performing well with its OLED display. Before we move to the final thoughts, there's actually 2 things. The background app refresh makes sure you are aware of what's enabled, as they can consume a lot of battery. And the second one is the screen. The shield, the ceramic shield, it's not scratch proof. So make sure you put a screen protector, as it can be scratched easily. So final thoughts. The squared off design and the minimalistic look and feel, the smaller form factor definitely feels very good, especially on a one-hand operation. The concern about battery life and it being warm is somewhat negligible unless you play a lot of games, which I do not recommend this phone for folks that play games because, as I've shown earlier, it also already consumes the entire screen. But I've used this for a couple of days now, and 2 to 3 hour phone calls, several text messages, web browsing here and there, and watching YouTube videos. And it did last the entire day without me charging it in between. So definitely this phone is very capable. If you're coming from an iPhone 8 and older, not the Max model, which is the bigger screens, this one is worth considering. So if you guys enjoyed this video, really appreciate your time. Please don't forget to click on that subscribe button for future videos as we compare also the Pro Max, the Pro, and the other cameras, GoPros, and the DSLRs. The like helps other people to see this video and supports the channel as well. Thank you, and we'll see you guys in the next video.